Why do I feel like there could be some random wrench thrown in or something? Oh, shit. Welcome back, Rich Nation. My name is AJ, and today we're going to be continuing GNOSIA episode 6. And we're doing it on time. I do apologize for last episode. It was quite delayed. But we're going to have it usually every Saturday. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. I would appreciate that. Also, if you want to see the much longer, uncut, unfiltered versions of this show and all the other shows I do, definitely check out my Patreon, patreon.com/ajrich123, along with a bunch of exclusive shows over there. That link will be down below, and let's go ahead and start. Cool.
だが声を出さないことはククルシカの美点ですらある。
Oh.
古の賢人は言った。喋らない女こそ最高の女だと。
I don't know about that.
一体どれだけ増えるんだ?
That's my question. How many are we going to have in total?
儚い奇跡。私のような中年男にはいささか眩しすぎるな。憐れんでくれるか、このジョナスを。
What does that mean?
なんとも無粋なことだが仕方あるまい。向かうとしよう。
So, it's like he asked for like a team up or cooperation right in the beginning. Normally we go right to these meetings. Oh my god, it really is starting to fill up. And SQ is back. I missed SQ.
GNOSIA 汚染されたものもかなり紛れ込んでしまったみたいだな。
じゃあ会議を始
Are
め
we missing anybody? It seems like most of the people are there. I'd have to quickly look.
残念だけどこの12人の中に3人。
3! There's 12 people! 3 GNOSIA! Holy shit!
ここに始まれり。
つまり船長としては何もなさらないと。船長?
A captain.
それが何かあなたがこの船の船長なんですか?
Wait, really? He's the captain?
どうやら記憶障害は本物のようだ。
I didn't even know there was a captain.
挨拶しよう。青函高校船 DQO にようこそ、ユーリ君。船長たるジョナスよりご挨拶申し上げる。
Okay, so there's been a captain this whole time, but he hasn't been there or whatever. So I'm wondering, this is like the thing I was thinking about. Like, especially like in the beginning, we started with what, like 4 or 5 people. It started with a really small group. So my thought is like, was there a captain? Were these people existing already like beforehand, or did they just never exist in that universe, world, loop, whatever? Like, did they just not exist? Was the AI or whatever the hell the talking thing is or whatever on the ship? Were they I thought they were the ones that were like guiding the ship automatically. I feel like that was part of the lore at some point. So I didn't know there was an actual captain, but it might just be like this when at whatever universe or whatever world line loop, whatever that we're on, like he's the captain and that's the facts here, but he's not the captain every time. That does shake up like alliances and stuff. Like this can create alliances. Guardian Angel, we got a new one. Oh god. Can they protect themselves? I'm guessing not. Wow. Well, okay, that answers that question. This is really, I mean, we knew this is just going to keep adding things, obviously, but man, 3 GNOSIA out of 12, that's already going to make things crazy. You think the more people that get added, the more alliances are gonna matter, but you also have to like believe in the alliance, and then if you might accidentally join an alliance and the whole group ends up being GNOSIA and you didn't know. Like it's one of those things where it could go really bad really fast. And now with 12 people, you get down to 6, 3, and 3. Shit is just gonna go crazy. And now we have a guardian angel thing, and that's actually kind of cool because now you like whoever's the guardian angel can protect, but would you now more people can kind of, I would think, like if you don't have to say who the guardian angel is, which it seems like, right? So like with any of the classes, it would make me think like, okay, well, shit, they're somebody could say they are, I'm going to protect you, or also you could say you are, and then people will try to get in your favor. There's just so much. I'm just saying it adds so much strategy to this, which means it would be, well, it's an advantage, but also it would. Actually, that's a huge advantage. Oh, okay. So Yuri's the guardian angel. Now, do you say you are? I think it's smart not to say anything right now. He'll be like targeted immediately, and then they get killed, and they'll get killed.
でもそれを言ったらエンジニアやドクターだってリスクは同じだろう。
確かにリスクは同じ。だけど
I think the guardian angel one is even more.
その情報をみんなに報告して投票を促さないと意味がない。
つまりリスクを冒してでも名乗り出るだけのメリット。
Yeah, there's benefits, but not for the guardian angel.
どうやらククルシカが自分をエンジニアだと言っている。
And she can't talk, so that makes this. I just thought of that. It didn't click in my head. She can't talk. So how the fuck are we supposed to communicate when it comes to like, is she gonna do sign language? Are we gonna do something here to be able to communicate? She's the engineer, but she's gonna find this stuff out and not be able to. She actually has an excuse not to say anything during these. It could actually benefit her, but it could also be, actually could be more of a negative because some people might see her more suspicious, but if they know she can't talk in general, then actually I see it more of as a benefit for her. There we go. There's this again. And I don't see a benefit to. Oh.
隊長隊長、ここにも2人いるであります。
混沌極まり。
I didn't think there was going to be two people would fight over Doctor.
2人はグノーシアということだ。
It's so hard at this stage at the very beginning.
2分の1の確率でグノーシアを消せる。確かにそうだけど、同時に2分の1の確率でグノーシア特定に必要な能力を持つ者を失うリスクも名乗り出た4人の中にいるとすると、残った8人のうち
There's two is what, or no, there's one out of the 8. Better odds the 2 out of the 4 than the 1. Yeah, it's way better odds to go for the 4. It's a risk. It's just a risk. She seems so gentle and nice this time. Okay. Never. Right when I said that.
これだけいたらまとまらねえだろう。信じてもらえないのは承知で言うけどさ、ククルシカはグノーシアだよ。直感でわかるんだ。
They're both seeming nervous.
嘘をついてるようには見えない。
I don't know.
必ずどちらかが嘘をついている。
I'm forgetting her name right off the top of my head because we just learned about her, but the one with the tattoo and the tits. Forget like the tattoo mold thing. She does seem a little bit. It's not like we got that many lines out of her. We just met her last episode, but she is seeming more nervous and more, even when she was declaring. It is, I don't know, a little, and that could mean either or though. That doesn't have to mean she's a GNOSIA, but it does make me a little feel like it's possible. But I guess I would lean towards the girl with tattoos being like a GNOSIA just out of pure instinct, and it's a guess. Whoa.
このままでは議論がまとまりません。幸い私はエンジニアでもドクターでも守護天使でもありません。
What?
でも人間が不利になることはありません。
What? Why?
でも わざわざ自分から。
Why would she do that?
元より私は皆様とは少し立場が違いますので。
What does that mean?
もともとステラは私の世話をさせるため連合政府から送られてきた戦闘メイド。
Combat maid?
ところがあってな。
戦闘メイド。
Now, complete different background. It really does feel like you're hitting when there's another loop and you get new people, and like it really feels like you're pressing the random button on a lot of stuff. Now, maybe it was just information that wasn't said, but it feels like that didn't exist in prior times when the captain isn't here, because it wouldn't make sense if he didn't exist, unless he did exist, but he's just not on the ship or something, and she still had the same job. That's the only thing that's a little confusing to me. Can their backgrounds completely change in circumstance or whoever's there? But that would make me think you would have to collect even more information about them. It wouldn't be a single backstory. You would have to figure out multiple backstories for them in different like world lines, universes, or whatever. That is weird. I feel like that's not it, but it makes me think it.
その美しさを目に焼き付け眠るとしよう。明日は来ぬやもしれぬのだからな。
He is very mysterious, for sure. I mean, she is too. A little scary, honestly.
どういうことなんだ。
ユーリ様、ジョナス様のおっしゃったことをあまりお気にしません。
Whoa.
レビー。
Why are you saying that,
あなた
though?
は宇宙開拓時代の英雄ではありますが、今はただ宇宙を放浪しているだけ。宇宙連合公認の廃人なのです。
廃人。じゃあステラが戦闘メイドというのも。
お気になさらない方がいいかと。
So that could be not real information. He could straight up be lying, because it seemed odd to me. Who should we protect? I want you guys to let me know in the comments who you would choose here. Whoever you say that you're going to protect, you don't want to be known as the guardian angel, right? So you're protecting somebody, but you don't really want to say unless you protect them and then talk to them afterwards, but privately, and tell them. You can kind of whoever you protect, you're trying to like I don't know, create an alliance in some way. You are picking somebody you think for sure is not a GNOSIA and that you could team up with. That's the biggest thing. There's some safe picks. Setsu is usually always on your side to some extent, like it seems like, but I also think that there's could be times where she's not, as we know that like she's kind of on like a different path than him, in the sense of like, from what I could tell, just times where she's very close to him and then times where she seems to be way more distant, meaning like she could be like in a different like loop, like compared, they're not on the same path or whatever. So you can't depend on that, I guess would be the best thing, unless you're for sure, how connected and close you are to her. So you have to kind of go with what you have here. Just based off of people talking, I don't know, like it's really difficult. But if I was going to choose somebody here, it's really weird, but I feel like Yuriko would actually be a good choice. I feel like she's not the GNOSIA this time. I just get that vibe, and just some of the way she was acting before, each time she was like a GNOSIA. So it makes me think, I don't know. I think that would be the safe pick, and she'd be actually a pretty good ally to have. If you protect her, I don't know. Why do I feel like he's gonna protect Karushka or whatever?
GNOSIA は当然本物のドクターとエンジニアが誰か分かっている。となると、最初に消したいのは自分たちの正体を特定できる力を持つ本物のエンジニア。
Or you could protect the engineer who you think is the real one.
エンジニアがGNOSIAであることが確定する。そうなれば明日の会議でコールドスリープ行きは免れない。そのくらい当然予測しているはず。となると、名乗り出てない人から選ぶべきか。
A safe pick, I guess.
人間、間違えてGNOSIAを守ってしまったというミスは起きにくい。いや、それでは当たり前すぎる。
Yeah.
そもそもどうしてGNOSIAは自分がエンジニアやドクターだと名乗り出る？確かに嘘の報告をすれば人間を混乱させられるが、演技を続けなければならない分。
I mean, it doesn't make sense for, but it makes more sense for the GNOSIA.
ンジニアやドクターが脅威だからか。
The doctor is because they can tell if
エ
it's
ンジニアを名乗ったのが一人なら、エンジニアは本物で確定する。そうなれば守護天使はその一人を守り続け、
they want to protect like the engineer, and if one engineer's there, it does make it easy for the guardian angel to completely protect over and over and over again the engineer. If one person, like, so they'll never be able to get the engineer, and the engineer will be able to figure out every single time. And especially with this many people, we're getting multiple days and multiple warps, right? So it makes complete sense to do that strategy there to make it so it's confusing. It makes it confusing on the person that's the guardian angel, because now they have to choose between the two, and you're not 100% sure. So it's the best protection. It's the best method that they can do. But it does call one of them out. It makes it confusing. We do know that at least two of those people out of those four are GNOSIA. It does make it easier.
ということは、たとえグノーシアが一人特定されるリスクを冒してでも、本物のエンジニアを最初に襲って消す可能性も。
I mean, they have 3 of them now, and one of them is definitely not known.
信じてほしい。選択されました。
Oh man, I'm always waiting for the... Oh, I didn't even hear a noise. Did the protection work? We didn't hear a scream. So I think
頼む。レビ、上院の反応は？
you might out yourself as the guardian angel though.
反応があります。
By
誰も襲われなかったようです。
マジかよ、よかったな。
守護天使がグノーシアが襲おうとした人間を予測し、守ることに成功した。なかなか冴えているじゃないか。10分の1を当てるなんてね。
wow.
よし。
You do not want to make it obvious
嘘
though.
をついていた。ククルシカが本物のエンジニアだったんだ。
So wow.
犠牲者が出なかったということは、守護天使が守った人間をグノーシアは襲おうとしていたということになる。グノーシアは人間しか襲わないから、つまりククルシカが本物のエンジニア。
Ah.
コレットがグノーシアで確定を意味する。
Okay, that's actually good because that makes it like, okay, it makes sense to go for one of them then, because it's kind of good either way. Because one, if it gets protected, then you know for sure 100% that as we get this result that she's the engineer. And you know one of them is the GNOSIA. The problem is you're gonna have to out yourself on being that to be able to display this information. Like, I feel like you're gonna have to get creative with it, because if you say you're the guardian angel, you're gonna be targeted next warp and you're just fucked. Like, that's the problem with this method.
あとはみんなにどうにかしてこの事実を伝え、
And not
投票を促すことができれば。
not out yourself.
コールドスリープされたステラは人間だった。
同じくステラは人間でした。まったくつまらぬものを凍らせたものです。
まあ、そりゃそうだろうね。
エンジニアは？
彼女は人間。
Yeah, and that I kind of was leaning towards Yuriko being the actual doctor by what they just said. Just the way she said it was like the way she acted and just her mannerisms when she was talking about, she added like extra detail into her phrase on like when she was talking. She's like, that was pointless. She was human, obviously. I don't know. It was just the way she said it that made me. Now, some people can just be really good with words, but I felt like I actually believed her when she said that. And it makes me think that she was the real doctor. So her confirming that she's human makes complete sense to me. So that means, yeah. So we have the real engineer and the real doctor. We know 2 GNOSIA. Yep. So you have 2 out of the 3 so far.
ここまで一気に確定する情報が増えるのか。グノーシアが必死で消したがるわけだ。
じゃあ次は僕から報告。有利を調べたんだ。グノーシア。
Oh wow. Okay, that's a flip.
なんか怪しかったんだよね。みんなをリードしているようだったし、確率とかなんとか難しいこと言ってさ。
Yeah, she
まあ実際
seems nervous.
だけどな。
私には誘導しているのではなく、状況を整理していたように見えた。有利は信用してもいい。
Okay.
でも
Thank you.
本当なんだけどな。
Some people are on their side.
なるほど。
Of course.
こうやって議論を誘導していくのか。僕は人間だ。その僕をコメットはグノーシアと判定している。つまりどちらかが嘘をついている。
And which one seems more nervous and more
どちらかが
untrustworthy?
グノーシアで間違いない。
だからどちらかに投票しろってこと。
いいのかい。コメットは本物のエンジニアである可能性がある以上。
Some people might be more like reluctant on doing that. They have the advantage.
分かってるよ。確かにそうだ。けどコメットならきっと。それでいいね。コメット。
もちろん。
Yeah.
でもみんな信じてほしい。
She's desperate. She's desperate. Yep, there we go. She lied. Is Yuri not the only one that can notice things like that when they lie and that comes up? Because that was obviously that was a weak lie. And at least Setsu, like, seems to be able to tell there, but we know the main character can kind of tell, it makes that little thing and then you can tell, but I wonder if all the characters are like that.
不安な時ほど余計なことを言いがちだ。そしてそんな時ほど嘘が態度に出る。これで
That should help. I think that's gonna sway it and protect Yuri. Man, so many votes. Holy hell, this is just getting crazy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so where's the other vote going? Let's see. 7 and 4. Oh, there is 11. That's why. Yep.
あと2人。
Okay. Okay, so we know 2 out of the 3 GNOSIA, and we're getting rid of 1 right there. So there's 1 other GNOSIA that's there, and there's 1 other. Now, Rossio we haven't had as the actual GNOSIA yet, right? So, Rakio. So, like, I have a feeling that, especially with that look, it could be that they're just interested in the sense of, like, how smart they were coming off there. So it might be intriguing and they want to have the conversation with Yuri, or it could be the opposite and they could be a GNOSIA and they're trying to get information and figure out if they need to actually like get Yuri here.
コメットの報告は嘘となり、僕が人間であることがみんなの目からも真実になる。
Yeah.
同時にコメットが偽物のエンジニアと確定して、ククルシカが本物のエンジニア。さらに彼女が人間と判定したユリコが本物のドクターであることも確定。
There's so much to process now. My brain short circuits sometimes here.
とすると消したいのはやはり、そうか。まだ疑われていると思ってるのか。そうだよな。真実が見えているのは僕だけ。
Yeah, so yes, she doesn't know
みんな
yet.
は黙っていたけど、君にだけは教えておく。僕は守護天使なんだ。
You have to really trust her by saying that though.
だから君が本物のエンジニアだということは分かっている。コメットと重道がグノーシアであることも。だから君は残り
I
の
guess there's no risk since you know she's not.
見つけ出してほしい。僕は守護天使として君を守り続けるから。
Why do I feel like there could be some random wrench thrown in or something?
僕に
It wouldn't make any sense though. What? Oh shit. They heard it the whole. Okay. I guess that's the problem about. Wait, but how do they have like some crazy hearing or something? I didn't even think about that some people could have things that, like, I wonder, do they have some crazy hearing where they can hear the information from that far? Now, okay, so that's your third GNOSIA, right? Which I was pretty much thinking, I was on the fence. It was either or, but now it's absolutely confirmed. And it seems like sometimes when they show the obvious in this, as we saw from all the way to the first episode, it does end up being right. So at least in this case, so yeah, but that's kind of scary that you can't talk about any information with anybody, with somebody like that can hear that far. That's my guess, and why should be able to even hear that information. They whispered it.
節様の反応がありません。
ククルシカを守ると読まれたか。でもククルシカが残った以上、会議で
Maybe they just thought it wasn't the right move to get Yuri that quickly.
ラッキー。 まさか。見つけた。
Oh shit.
そうか。ラキオがグノーシアの残り一人。
What kind of
い
hearing?
つまで待たせるのです。宴を始めなさい。
This is bad.
まだ
Now they're gonna try to get.
まず状況を整理したいと思う。昨日僕たちはコメットをコールドスリープにした。
Yep.
もしコメットがグノーシアだとしたら、残っているククルシカが本物のエンジニアということになる。
ドクターが調べてるんだろう。コメットがグノーシアかどうか。
ええ、コメットはグノーシア
And we
でしたよ。
know she's the doctor.
いや
Yep.
人間だったぞ。
ほう。わ
And if, yeah, the problem is you have to sway everybody else.
どちらが本物のドクターかということさ。本物のエンジニアのククルシカが判定したわけだから、その判定も。
ククルシカが
Oh man. The problem is they're about to fuck everything up.
確定したんだい。
そうだな。もう一人のドクター、重道はコメットを人間
They
だった
both
って言っ
have
てる。
countering things. You have to make one of them. Yeah, you have to
みんなの中
to
で
give a good reason
本物と
why.
確定してないのか。確定したのは僕が守護天使でククルシカを守ることに成功したから。つまりその情報をみんなに共有する。
And here's the problem. You can use that card and say you're the guardian angel right now and that you protected. The problem is, one, they could easily not believe you because this could be a card for a GNOSIA to use. If they're especially, you have to explain, why didn't I say that in the beginning? And then two, it's even more suspicious because a GNOSIA would do this as like a last trump card. Especially if no one said that they're the guardian angel, they would do that. That's what a GNOSIA would do. And this is going from anybody else's perspective. And you know who you're trying to, you have to, there's only a couple people that you need to sway because you have two, GNOSIA that you know of right there. And then you only have what, 3 other people or something? You have to get all of them on your side. This may, or is it 3 or 4 or something like that? But you have to get them all on your side and you don't, it's just going to look bad. This is actually, you're put in a really bad position. And I feel like the guardian angel spot is danger. I don't know. I feel like it's actually not a good job to have. It's good to protect somebody, but there has to be a different, you have to play it with a different strategy, I think.
僕が守護天使だ。
Wow.
マジかよ。
Which forces Yuri to say
こ
otherwise.
そが本物だと名乗り出るべき
But
か。
they're smart.
いや、でも
Rakio is very smart.
ダメだ。すぐに答えが出ない。
And that means you have to,
僕はコメットを守ったんだ。次の日、あらぬ嫌疑をかけられて凍らされてしまったけどね。
違う。あの日守護天使が守ったのはククルシカだ。本物のエンジ
you
ニア。
hesitated and it's going to make you look more like the GNOSIA now.
なぜそう言えるんだい。
僕が本物の守護天使だから。
なぜ
Whoa.
昨日ククルシカと密会していたんだい。
And they can even use that. Wow, they can use that against you.
密会するときは誰にも見つからないようにしないと。
全部逆だ。僕が本物の守護天使だ。
Yuri is absolutely not getting past this round and getting sent into cold sleep. I'm 100% sure now. This feels like it's one of those things where we did so good last round, right? And it was the same way I felt. I felt like, and you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Like, how did you feel? It felt like I felt so sure last episode with the, just adding the doctor and adding the stuff. And then this episode has felt overwhelming. I've actually had to take legit pauses where I'm not even talking. I'm going to have to cut because I had to literally think about it. I just felt lost in part of this because there's so many elements to think about. Like it's just, you feel confident, but man, the more they add, the more thinking you need to really have a brain for this show, like the show or the game that's based on. You really got to think. It makes you think about, there's so many things in play. And when you add more and more stuff, you're going to get overwhelmed eventually. And there's going to be something, especially if it's your first time doing it, you're gonna miss something. That's the way I felt. Like I felt like there's a couple times I was wrong. I didn't get everything right here. I felt like somebody was something and they weren't because there's just so much stuff in play and there's too many people now. And we're all Yuri pretty much at this point, and it's bad.
ずいぶん焦っているようだけど、気をつけた方がいいよ。慌てて否定すると怪しまれるから。
Which we just saw in the last round. Yep, we knew it was good. This is the first time. We've never seen this happen with Yuri.
じゃあね。
God. Is Rockio ever going to be on our side? I feel like they're always against us. Oh, god damn it. Man, that was a big, we took a big L this episode. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? The fucking dolphin? That's things from the opening, but that's scary. Why the fuck is the dolphin greeting? Why is the dolphin greeting us? Where's Setsu? Oh no! Oh no! We took a big L. Did we take a step back? What fucking happened? Oh no! Oh man, this episode, this is very long, so I apologize, but I want to say this episode was, for lack of a better word, overwhelming. It felt overwhelming because I was trying to do what I did last episode by breaking everything down and processing it and then figuring, okay, protect that person. But like Yuri, in this episode, there's just details you can miss and small things. And then when you get backed into a corner, that's kind of what happened this episode. Like you missed one element and got outsmarted. And I can see why Rockio is somebody you need to send immediately because, man, one, they're smart enough to spy. I didn't even know you could spy like that. And I wonder if anybody can do that, or is it only somebody with high intelligence, or specifically, Rockio? That is scary in itself. But I can see why they're sent. So I would send them early every time because they seem dangerous late. That's what I get from that anyway. I'm not going to take too long with this because I did a lot of pauses and we talked a lot, but this was an overwhelming episode, but it was kind of a wake-up call to be like, look, okay, let's slow down and realize this is going to get harder and harder, and we need to really take a step back and be like, not think we have it. You not think we have it right away. It's going to get, this is a mind fuck, and it's going to become worse and worse. And just the very last scene with the freaking dolphin and without Setsu, the one thing I do want to say with that one, that's a little scary to me. Not just because the freaking dolphin, it says Tomei on it with a heart. That's that's a little scary. But also, Setsu's not always there. We do know that they're not always in front. But it does make me think is Setsu even gonna be there? Because they've been there every single time. Or it could be one where they have no connection possibly with Yuri. There could be so many things. So that's a little worrying too. Man, the show is so good. The show is so fucking good. I'd said this before. It really scratches an itch for me. And I love it. If you're new, subscribe, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. I would appreciate it. Check out the Patreon, uncut, unfiltered version, much longer over there. Exclusives. That link is down below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.